Oh boy, a road course race with heavy tire wear, crazy alternate strategies, SVG and Larson dooring each other for the lead, and Shane Van Gisbergen having to hold on for dear life to those tires at the end to win the race. Surely that's the most exciting thing that happens to a Trackhouse car in this race. I can't think of anything else. Well, anyways, play the song. What's that?
Incredible! Whoa!
Yeah, that's real. That's a real highlight, and that really happened. The beauty of the playoffs, I guess. Look, I'm not a fan of the NASCAR playoffs, but I'll admit it. Ross Chastain makes it kind of exciting. The Hail Melon back in 2022, and then whatever we're going to call this thing. Ross Chastain, to sum it up for you, Ross Chastain, Joey Logano, they're fighting for this last playoff spot to advance to the round of 8. Chastain entered this race minus 13. He made up 10 points in the stages, so he had to beat Logano by 4 spots because Logano had the tiebreaker. So, late in the race, Logano pits. This race, as I said, heavy tire wear. Like, we were pitting every 20 laps, it felt like. Like, there was heavy tire wear in this race. Paul Wolfe makes the strategy call to pit Joey Logano with about 11 laps to go. Logano's plus 5. Normally, if you're pitting with 11 laps to go and you're plus 5 and you're holding serve, that's a psychotic move. That is a move that you would never make as a crew chief. It worked out for Paul Wolfe. Logano ends up going from plus 5 to minus 10. So he either has to make up 10 positions, Chastain has to drop, or somewhere in the middle. And that's ultimately what happened. Logano made up 4 or 5 spots, cut that deficit to 5 points. Well, Chastain wasn't exactly tanking. Yes, he was on old tires, and a couple of guys on new tires were able to pass him, but he was like plus 3 for the last handful of laps until the white flag, or 1.5 laps to go, he got passed by Todd Gilliland, and that made it a 1-point deficit. And then all of a sudden, right behind Ross Chastain, it's Denny Hamlin, his former arch rival. So Hamlin, he just doesn't pass him. Denny Hamlin claimed after the race to not know the point situation. I don't believe him. I really don't. But anyways, point being, Denny Hamlin is now 1 spot behind Ross Chastain. Denny Hamlin is the difference between Ross Chastain making the round of 8 or being eliminated. Chastain plus 1. Chastain's had a mistake-filled day. They have put themselves in this position. Chastain had held on against Hamlin for a little bit over a lap. Hamlin on fresher tires. Hamlin clearly better at this moment. Well, Chastain's playing defense. He's playing aggressively. He's not like swerving, putting Hamlin in the wall, but Denny Hamlin's just being calculated in how he was attempting to pass. Once again, it really never looked like Denny was trying to pass him. I'm pretty sure Denny knew the situation and he did not want Logano advancing. That's my conspiracy theory of the day. But then finally it happens. Ross Chastain on those old tires going into the hairpin at turn 7. He misses it. Locks up, misses the turn, and Denny Hamlin at this point, even if he was intentionally holding back to eliminate Logano, he had no choice. He had to pass him, or, the race manipulation theories would go crazy. We're throwing conspiracy theories out here on the channel today. Anywho, Denny Hamlin finally passes him, runs away. Ross Chastain falls behind. He defends Bowman, and it seems like it's over. Like, there's not a shot. Like, there's no way Chastain can do anything unless he sends it from an ungodly length back and just annihilates Hamlin in the process. Well, Ross Chastain sent it from an ungodly length behind and demolished whatever word I used, Hamlin. As I said, at least it makes it more exciting, but do we really want to see that? A guy send it from so far back to he has to wreck a guy to even have a shot at making the corner. By the way, he did not make the corner. He wrecked himself in the process for, 13th, 14th? It might have been like 17th. Like, do we really want to see that? I personally, no, I guess not. As I said, it makes it more exciting because if it wasn't for that storyline, the end of the race would have been really boring. Shane Van Gisbergen wins a road course by 2 billion seconds again. I Some guys pitting for tires, trying to make it exciting to advance from like 13th to 10th. But I guess it makes it a little bit more exciting, sure. But at the end of the day, Ross Chastain is eliminated and Joey Logano is still here. Everyone's talked about this entire playoffs. When the 22 gets down, you got to put them down. You got to eliminate them when you can. Well, barring post-race inspection, we've seen that before, Joey Logano advanced. So we kind of went over how Chastain got eliminated, or at least the hard part of it, like the ending of it. They had mistakes on pit road. Chastain with one of the most bizarre mistakes on pit road I've ever seen. Now, we've seen guys have penalties for speeding, which Chastain ended up having one late in the race, which put him in the position to have to make that move, technically. We've seen guys have a pit road penalty, uncontrolled tire, pitting outside of the box, driving through too many stalls, like removing equipment, things like that. Well, Chastain, the Charlotte Roval has a weird pit exit. It's like right when you get to the line, you have to make a 90-degree turn hard left to get back on the track. Well, Chastain, he kind of missed it. So they did that. Chastain ended up speeding on pit road late in the race, as I said, and it was because he was in the wrong gear. He slammed on the brakes, and it was a whole thing. He sped on pit road. So they had an issue-filled day, but Logano wasn't perfect either. Logano had a slow pit stop at one point. They only scored 3 stage points. They were out stage pointed, if that's the wording, by 10 points compared to Chastain, the guy they were fighting for the playoff cutoff. Outside of that, no real drama for the playoff cutoff. Reddick had to win, and he was the best car out of the must-wins, and nope, 10th. Cindric, oh my God, horrible. Got spun out by 2 of the 3 Spire cars, Hocevar and Haley. They were never competitive. They were over before it started, it felt like. But, never really in contention. And then who's the 4th one? Oh, yeah, Chastain. We kind of already went over that one. So let's go to the finishing results. So Shane Van Gisbergen won a road course again. Yep. Kyle Larson tried his hardest. Got to give him credit. They roughed each other up a bit. That was fun. That was exciting. But ultimately, SVG was too good on the long run. He was a little bit off on the short run, and he had some handling problems with his car throughout the day, but he leads 57 laps, wins the stage, and wins the race. He leads 20-plus laps in every single road course this year. Gentleman Sweeps wins 5 of the 6. In the 6th one, he finished 6th. So Coda, I'm trying to equate that. If Kyle Larson finished 28th at Kansas, that's what SVG did at Coda with the 6th. We could talk about that more tomorrow night. Kyle Larson finished 2nd. He advanced after stage 1. Good points day for them. They just needed to simply advance. They could have used the more playoff points, but it's great to see them have near race-winning speed, leading 27 laps, being up front, a track that Larson is great at, won this race last year. Christopher Bell finishes 3rd. He advanced after stage 2. He won this race in 2022. SVG talked about Bell and Larson kind of being the 2 guys he looks at. So I would say the 2 best road racers outside of SVG. And of course, they end up finishing 2-3. Bell with another podium finish on a road course, even though we don't keep that stat. Runner-up at Mexico, runner-up at Watkins Glen, wins at Coda. Bell's doing pretty darn good at these road courses, safe to say. 2 other guys who are really good at road courses. We got Buescher, McDowell, no shock to see them up there. Ryan Preece with a really solid run. Daniel Suarez, a really good run. Chase Elliott, he was already advanced in this thing. AJ Allmendinger, really good at the Roval. He finishes 9th. Tyler Reddick, unfortunately eliminated from the playoffs. He's in 10th. And this is where I come clean. I would love to break these down in more detail. I got a cough right now, just a nasty cough. And I got to stop every 30 seconds or so. So tune in tomorrow for the Monday after. The cough should be better by then, hopefully. And we'll be able to go into more detail this. So we're doing it rapid fire tonight. Tomorrow night, the Monday after, we'll do it in more detail. Byron 11th, solid day. They advance. Ty Gibbs, Ryan Blaney, Briscoe advances, Bubba, Barry, Todd, Bowman. This is about where Chastain was right here. Stenhouse, Logano. You guys got to stop giving him life. He's the defending winner at Vegas. He's one of the best super speedway racers, and we got Talladega in this thing. I got a bad feeling. Unless you're a Logano fan. If you're a Logano fan, then I got a good feeling for you, I guess. But Don't let him in it. Do not let him get to Phoenix. Don't do it. Ross Chastain certainly made a move of all time. That happened. Custer, Hamlin advances. Zane Smith, Haley, Nemechek, Dillon, Gregson, Hocevar, Herbst. Herbst was beefing with like Ty Dillon and Kyle Busch today. That was random. Jones, Dillon, Balicki, Ware, Kyle Busch, Keselowski, Cindric. As I said, horrific day for him. So your Elite Eight: Hamlin, Blaney, Larson, Byron, Bell, Briscoe, Elliott, Logano. Oh boy. So let me know what your thoughts were on Chastain's adventurous, bold, unique move. I don't know how to phrase that. Once again, like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see a guy send it from we got so mad at Sammy Smith back at the spring at Martinsville for sending it from so far back and wrecking Taylor Gray for the win. Like, here we are, and Chastain does it for 18th place at the Roval to advance to the playoffs, and it's like, ooh, spicy. Like, as I said, at least he's making it a little bit more exciting, but at the same time, I don't want to see that. Like, I don't know, man. If the playoffs die, I guess we never have to see this again and talk about it again. So playoffs probably aren't going to die. Don't get your hopes up. But let me know what your thoughts were on the bank of a Roval 400 at Charlotte. Yeah, race itself was all right. The tire wear kind of spiced things up. I feel like the different strategies there. There was actually a couple minutes in this race when it seemed like Shane Van Gisbergen might not win. I mean, Larson for a bit looked better. Bell even for like a second. But ultimately, SVG, as the whole year has gone, has been the best on the road courses. So SVG wins again. Chastain made a move of all time. Realize how I didn't say good. I just said it's a move of all time. So let me know what your thoughts are. Give me some predictions for the round of 8, and we will see you in the next one. Yeah, that was wild.
And another win for Shane